Hey! Just so you know, I made sure all the expenses were paid for this month. I also calculated all our cash flow and credit card expenses. My head hurts from looking at so many numbers.
Thanks, hon. I know you don't like numbers, but I appreciate you taking care of the finances for both of us.
Did I tell you math was the very first class I ever failed back in school? But it's alright. I decided to do this as a homemaker. It helps me figure out how much I can spend on grocery shopping and stuff.
Thanks to you, I can focus at work and come back home to just relax. Don't work yourself too hard, though.
Don't worry, I'm taking a coffee break right now.
Oh, by the way, did you send this month's money to my mom?
Yes, of course. I sent her $500 like I do every month. Don't worry, honey. I took care of everything I had to do this month.
Thanks. I'll send her a message to let her know.
Oh, you don't have to do that. I already did that too.
You're on top of everything. I can always count on you.
By the way, what time are you coming back tonight?
I'll probably be back around the same time as usual. I don't have any plans after work. Why do you ask?
I just want to have dinner with you because I won't be home tomorrow.
Right. You're having a girls' night out with your high school friends.
Yeah, we made a promise to hang out together at least once a month when we graduated high school. I know we're getting a bit too old to be calling it a girls' night out. But it's nice to have people you can see regularly.
These are the same people who came over to our place last month, right? How are they doing?
They're fine. None of them are married yet, so they don't have kids either. So it's easy for us all to get carried away and drink all night. But then we remember we're not so young anymore the next day. And then we sleep in until afternoon and regret drinking so much. That's what happens every single time.
I remember doing that with my friends back in university. Though my friends all live far away and don't keep in touch with each other anymore. I'm so jealous you still have friends that you can drink the night away with. It seems so much fun.
Right? We have a lot of fun, but we can't remember what we did half the time. Oh, by the way, I might not be able to do all the chores before I leave. I have dinner ready for you, but I won't have time to do everything around the house. Sorry if I leave the house all messy.
That's fine. Go and have fun with your friends. Forget about the chores. You don't even have to cook dinner for me. I can make it myself.
All right, thanks. I'll make a special dinner for you tonight then. How does that lasagna recipe I tried last month sound? You really liked that, if I remember.
That's so sweet of you. Sounds great. Thanks. Yeah, that was the best lasagna I've ever had. I'm looking forward to dinner. I'll try to get home early.
I'll try and have it ready exactly at the time you come back. See you later, honey. I love you.
Love you too. See you later.
I'm sorry about today. Did I scare you?
Yeah, I was absolutely terrified. I was so worried about you. I thought of the worst that could have happened to you when the hospital called me. When they told me that you fell down the stairs, I was afraid you hit your head. It must have hurt to break your leg. But I was so glad when I found out you were safe.
I was so scared too. I couldn't move. But a person saw me fall and called the ambulance for me. It was my first time ever to ride in an ambulance too. I don't know how bad my leg was. But I was really relieved when the doctor told me that it will heal just fine with the cast. I should have asked the stranger who helped me for her contact info so I could thank her. It might have been a lot worse if nobody had helped me.
Yeah, I'm really glad somebody came to help you. I wish I could have been there to help you though. I'll come visit you at the hospital as soon as I get off work.
That's all right. Take your time. Make sure to eat something first. My mom is here to take care of me anyways.
All right. Take it easy and get plenty of rest, all right?
I will. I'm kind of excited though. This is my first time staying overnight at the hospital, so it feels like I'm out on a vacation.
Don't be silly. It's not a hotel. You could have hit your head and ended up being in a much worse state. My heart's still pounding from all this. You shouldn't be excited about being in a hospital.
I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't take it so lightly. I know it could have been worse. But aren't you glad that I'm feeling well enough to enjoy being here?
Yeah, I guess. I was just so worried about you. I'm glad you're feeling all right. But staying in the hospital is not as fun as you think. You'll get bored after a few hours.
Really? You think so?
Yeah, because there's not much to do there. I'll bring you a book or something to keep you occupied.
Thanks. You're so thoughtful. Can you bring me the tablet, actually? I want to watch a movie.
Sure, I will bring you anything you want. I'll be going home in an hour, so let me know if you want me to bring anything else. Oh, by the way, my mom is worried about you too and wants to come to visit. Is it alright if she comes?
Yeah, sure. It's been a while since I last saw her. I'd be happy to see her too. I feel bad for your mom, though. I should apologize to her when she comes to see me.
Why do you feel bad for her? You didn't do anything to her, did you? You shouldn't have to apologize to her.
You've been sending money to her every month, but you won't be able to do that for a while. The hospital bills are going to cost us quite a bit, even after insurance. It's my fault that she won't be receiving money from you.
Don't worry about that. It's not your fault that you fell down the stairs. Accidents like that can happen to anyone. I'm sure Mom will understand. She's so worried about you. I'm sure she'll be happy just to see you.
I guess. But I still feel kind of bad for her. I wish there was something I could do.
Lila, I told you not to worry. What you can do is get plenty of rest and focus on your recovery. I'll talk to Mom about the money. So just relax, honey.
No, you don't have to do that. I'll talk to her since I'm the cause of the problem. I appreciate you caring about me, but I'd feel better if I told her myself.
All right. Since you insist so much, I'll let you talk to her about that. But if you change your mind, I'll talk to her for you. For now, I won't tell her about the money, but I'll let her know how you are since she wanted to know if you're all right.
I'm sorry I'm being stubborn. I just feel like I should be the one to talk to her.
You're not being stubborn. It's all right to do what makes you feel better. Anyways, I have to get going. I'll see you later.
Be safe on your way here. Love you.
Love you too.
Hi, Ryan. How's Lila feeling? Is she all right?
Sorry, I forgot to tell you right away. I kinda got caught up in stuff. She's all right. She even said she feels excited to be sleeping over at the hospital.
But her leg is broken, right? Maybe she's just pretending to be all right so that you won't worry so much about her.
She was lucky she only got a broken leg. It could have been much worse considering the height from where she fell. Other than her broken leg, she seemed to be fine. She was very talkative as always.
I see. She fell from the top of the stairs all the way down, right? I guess you could say she was lucky. I'm glad she didn't hit her head.
That's exactly what I said. They checked her head on MRI just in case, and they found nothing wrong with it. She won't be able to walk for a while, but I'm glad her life was not in danger.
I'm glad too. She'll probably have to go to the hospital a few times for rehabilitation and checkups for a while yet. But I'm glad she's safe and sound. You went to see her after work? Are you back home now?
Yeah, I brought her the tablet to help her pass time in the hospital. When are you planning to see her? I'll tag around if I can shift my meetings tomorrow.
Oh, no, it's all right. I'll visit her on my own. You don't have to rearrange your meetings just so you can take me to the hospital.
But it's far from where you live. Are you sure you don't want me to come pick you up and drive you to the hospital?
Don't worry about me. I don't drive as often anymore, but I can still drive. Plus, I never really had a chance to talk with her one-on-one. I want to talk about girl stuff with her.
That's a little hard to imagine. You were always so serious. Oh, right. Did you get a message from her?
From Lila? No, she hasn't sent me any messages.
Oh, I guess she hasn't talked to you yet. I thought you'd be getting messages from her by now. She said she wanted to apologize to you about what happened.
Apologize to me? About what? I don't remember her doing anything to me that she needs to apologize for.
It's not really her fault, but she's just feeling bad about this one thing. Don't tell her that I talked to you about this, okay? I told her that I was going to wait until she told you first, but... You know how much the hospital bill is going to cost?
A lot, for sure. She's getting surgery too, so I don't know exactly how much. But even if you get some of it covered by insurance, you still probably have to pay quite a bit.
Yeah, that's exactly what Lila is feeling bad about. Since it'll cost us a lot to pay for the hospital bills, I won't be able to send you money like I do every month.
What do you mean, send me money?
You know, the $500 I've been sending every month ever since I got this job. But I'll probably have to stop for a while to pay the medical bills, which is why Lila feels bad for you. I told her that you wouldn't mind, but she says she still wants to apologize to you.
I haven't gotten any money from you ever since you got married, so I'm not quite sure what you're talking about. Besides, you're all grown and you've got a wife to support. I wouldn't expect any money. That's what she wants to apologize about?
What? No, that can't be right. But I kept sending you money every month even after I got married. You weren't getting it this whole time?
I was getting money up until you got married, but not even once after that. I thought you stopped sending me money.
No way! But I did keep sending you money. Why didn't you say anything?
Well, I always told you that you can stop sending me money once you get married. So I thought you did what I told you and stopped after you got married to Lila. I'm surprised to hear that you still thought you were sending me money.
But Lila told me that she's been sending you money every month, just like I tell her to. She said she messages you every month to let you know when she sent it. You got messages from her, didn't you?
No, I never got any money or messages from her.
I don't want to sound like I'm not believing what you're saying, but can you prove it?
What do you mean? What do you want me to prove?
I asked Lila to take care of the expenses and money flow, etc., including sending money to you. So if you never received any money from us, then that means she's keeping the money to herself without me knowing about it. I want to know if she's really keeping the money to herself, so I want the proof that you haven't been getting the money from us.
Yeah, that is a bit worrisome. I can show you my bank statement of every month since you married her. I think that'll be a good enough proof, don't you think?
Yeah, that'll work. Thanks. And again, it isn't that I don't believe you or anything, but... do you mind bringing the bank statement with you when you go visit her at the hospital?
All right, I will. She's such a sweet girl. I hope that this is just a misunderstanding. Even if she's keeping the money, I'm sure she has a good reason for it.
I'll check what's going on. Please don't say anything to her until I figure some things out.
Don't worry, I won't. Let me know when you find something out.
Yeah, I will. Don't talk about this with anyone either, all right? Hey, Lila. How are you feeling? Are you ready to leave the hospital tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. I could go home right this second if they would let me. I was feeling fine other than the leg anyways. I finished watching all the shows I was behind on, so I'm starting to get bored. I'm so glad I get to go back soon.
I'm glad you're feeling good. I'll be there around 2 to pick you up tomorrow.
Okay, thanks.
But after I pick you up, we're going to swing by the court. I know you probably wanted to go straight home, but I need you to tag along for a bit.
Where are we going to the court? And why do we have to go today?
We're getting our divorce papers. We're getting divorced, Lila.
What? Why are we getting divorced? I don't get what you're saying. We never talked about getting a divorce. Is this some kind of joke or something?
Sorry, but I'm not in the mood for jokes. I'm being serious. It's true we never talked about divorce, but there's nothing to talk about anymore.
What do you mean there's nothing to talk about? You're not making any sense, Ryan. I don't get why you're taking me to the court to get divorced. You should at least tell me the reasons why you want a divorce, because I don't.
Fine, I'll explain at least that much. Though I'll feel stupid for doing so because you know a lot more about it than I do.
What do you mean? How can I know more than you when I have no idea what you're talking about?
You never sent my mom money like I asked you to. You kept the money all to yourself and spent it on something else.
What are you talking about? I sent money to your mom every month.
Don't pretend like you don't know what I'm talking about. I already checked with my mom and I know what you used the money on. You never sent the money to my mom. Instead, you sent it to your ex-husband to pay for child support. You told me you never got married, but you were actually divorced from your first marriage, and you even had kids. Your parents told me everything.
You asked my parents? But I told them not to tell you. I can't believe they betrayed me.
That's my line. I can't believe you betrayed me. Your parents kept it a secret from me, because you told them that I might not marry you if I found out about that. But they thought you'd have told me about it by now. They were surprised when I told them that I didn't know you were paying for child support. Why were you hiding your ex-husband and children from me this whole time?
That's because when we first met, you told me that you were always single. So I felt like I should go along and say that I'd always been single too. It's not like I wanted to lie to you, but I didn't know when to tell you the truth. It only became harder the longer we stayed together.
And that is why you had to hide the fact that you were paying for child support by using the money that was supposed to be for my mom?
What was I supposed to do? It's not like I could tell you about everything out of nowhere. I was scared of how you'd react when you found out. Now that you found out, you're trying to get us divorced. Wasn't I right about keeping it a secret?
You lied and spent our money on another family without my permission. That alone should be enough reason to get a divorce. But that's not all.
What do you mean that's not all? I'm not keeping any more secrets.
Here you go, telling more lies. I know that you also lied about going out with your friends and sleeping over at their place. You were using that as an excuse to see your ex-husband and your kids.
Well, what else was I supposed to say to you? I'm sorry I lied to you, but I have the right to see my own children. Are you telling me to never see my own kids again?
After I found out that you were paying for child support, I wasn't so surprised that you were seeing them. But that's not what I'm upset about. I know that you are not just seeing your children.
What are you trying to say?
Right after I found out about the child support, I decided to go talk to your ex-husband. He was so panicked when he saw me that he started blabbering. I didn't even have to say anything. He told me that even though he got married to another woman, he still kept sleeping with you when you came over to see the kids. His wife was none the wiser either. Why are you so quiet all of a sudden? Can't you come up with any more lies to tell me? Your ex-husband was so scared about his current wife finding out about him still sleeping with you that he said that he'd pay me money to keep it a secret. He thought that I already had found out about you and him the moment I contacted him. Thanks to him, now I know everything.
Sure, I kept many secrets from you. I feel bad that I lied to you so many times. But this doesn't mean that I don't love you anymore. I still love you, Ryan.
You not only lied to me about the money and your old family, but you're still sleeping with your ex. How can you say that you still love me? You've got to be kidding me.
I'm not kidding. I'm totally serious. At first, I was only going to his house just to see the kids. But one night, we got into a playful mood and things got carried away a bit. But it's not like I still love him. I don't. It was just for fun, you know? Nothing serious.
I don't care if you still love him or not. I don't care about anything anymore because you lied to me about so many things for so long.
If you don't care about anything, why are you wanting to get divorced from me? If it doesn't matter, then we don't have to get divorced.
You used your children as an excuse to see your ex-husband and sleep with him. I'm sure they looked forward to seeing their mom, who they can only meet once a month. I can't stay in a relationship with a person who lies to their own kids as well.
I always look forward to seeing them too. My ex-husband just happens to be there too, but he's not the main reason that I go to their place every month. I wouldn't even meet with my ex-husband if it weren't for the kids. I may have divorced my ex-husband, but I'm still the mother of my own kids. I'm not lying about this.
How can I believe you after you lied to me for so long? How can I be sure that you're not using your kids as a tool to sleep with your ex-husband? I wanted to have a child with you and raise it with you, but I don't think you're fit to become anyone's mother. A person like you should have never become a mother.
How can you say something so terrible? I'm not fit to be a mother because I slept with my ex one time? And because of that, you don't even want to have children anymore?
No, I'd never want to have kids with you now that I know what kind of person you are. Your kids are unfortunate to have you as their mother. And your ex-husband is also a terrible father. Neither of you deserve to have kids. Now that you know why I want a divorce, let's go to the court and get divorced. And never show up in my life again.
Hi, Lila. I heard everything from Ryan. You two are getting divorced. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry for using the money that was supposed to be for you. Please forgive me.
I heard about that too. I don't think I can ever forgive you for what you did. You really did something very horrible. But I'm not so mad about the money part.
What do you mean you're not mad?
I always told Ryan to stop sending me money once he got married. I wanted him to spend that money on you instead. So I'm not mad that I never got money from you or Ryan after you two got married. Plus, there are terrible parents who don't pay for the child support, but you did your best to keep paying it. So I respect you as a mother for maintaining your responsibility to your children.
Thank you so much. You're so kind. You've always been so kind to me. I'm sorry for what I did to your son, but I really want to get back together with him. You made me realize that we should really get back together, and that you might help us get along again. Will you please help us get back together?
What are you talking about? I never said that I wasn't mad at you. I said that I wasn't mad about you lying about the money and using it for your children. But what you did to my son is completely unacceptable. I'll never forgive you for that.
Huh? What? But you just said that you weren't mad. I don't get it.
I'm not mad about the money.
Because you have the right to use the money the way you want it to. I was a housewife too, so I understand that you may not have much freedom when it comes to spending the money that your husband earned. You've been so supportive of Ryan that I'd say you earned it just as much, and I don't mind that you spent it on your children. But you also did many other things that you should never have done, and then lied about them as well. Those things are simply not forgivable. I know I did terrible things to him, but I decided to change as a person, and I'll never do anything to hurt him ever again. I want Ryan to know that too, so I need your help. Please, can you get Ryan to talk to me again? I think you should change that personality of yours, so I'm not against it. Do whatever it takes to fix your mistakes and to never repeat them again. I won't stop you from doing that. So are you saying you're going to help me? But even if you changed completely as a person, that has nothing to do with Ryan anymore. You lied to him about the money and about having children. You even betrayed him with your ex-husband. It just won't be possible for him to believe in you ever again. Is it so bad that I slept with my ex? That's why my son divorced you. Do you know how boring and mundane it is to do the same thing every day with the same person? I just needed something different for a change. That's all. I needed to spice things up a little to maintain the relationship with Ryan and keep everything under control. You were a housewife too. You know how I feel, don't you? I understand that repeating the same things every day can be a bit mundane. But there are other ways to de-stress and have fun without hurting other people's feelings. Why did you have to cheat on and lie to my son? You lied to Ryan, you lied to me, and you lied to your own kids. I can't believe you still think you can get back together with him. You should be ashamed of what you've done. I can't believe we got divorced like this. My parents found out about everything and told me to never show at their place ever again. I don't have anywhere to go. So please, help me. That's all your fault. I have nothing to do with it. You couldn't find the bliss in the mundane everyday life. Now you have to deal with the consequences for destroying that mundane life. If you're really going to change as a person like you said, make sure to become a mother that your children won't be ashamed of.
George is getting married soon. You know what that means. It's time for us to get a divorce. I'm not interested in old hags. There's no way I'm staying with you. You're looking older by the day.
What are you saying? If this is supposed to be a joke, it's in very poor taste. I just asked you the other day if I still look good and you said better than ever. Are you just making a bad joke just because I didn't make a pancake for you this morning? I'm sorry. I ran out of ingredients. I went grocery shopping, so I'll make you one tomorrow morning.
This isn't about the pancakes. I'm just telling you what's been on my mind for a while now. Better than ever. I guess I did. But what else was I supposed to say so you wouldn't get upset? But I'm not joking about you looking older and older. You've gained a lot of weight these past few years too.
I'm shocked. I didn't know that's how you felt about me. So you're saying that you want to get divorced because I'm aging.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Men like younger women, that's just how it is. That's why I married you when you were 21 after I divorced my ex. But it's already been 10 years since we got married. You're starting to look old.
Do you have any idea how ridiculous you sound right now? I married you even though I had some concerns about you already having a teenage son. But I still did because I loved you and I thought I could somehow contribute to your son's life by being a mother figure to him. I did the best I could, even though I knew I could never be his real mother. I think I did right by him. And now you're telling me you're throwing me away because I'm old.
That's pretty much what I'm saying. You were so hot when you were younger, I couldn't keep my eyes off you. But I guess you can't fight against time. You're not the same anymore. I must say, you really helped me with the parenting thing, especially since George was just hitting puberty and becoming so hard to deal with. So thank you for that. Your effort was not in vain.
So after all these years I tried, all I get is a thank you and you want me out of your life now?
Well, it can't be helped that I like young and fresh women. What am I supposed to do now that I'm no longer interested in you? I can't force myself to love you the way I used to. That'd be too hard and it would be a disservice to you too. Why don't you find someone new for yourself as well? It's a win-win situation, isn't it? I find a young hot girl in her early 20s and you find yourself a younger man too, if that's what you like. Or do you like older men? Either way, we can both start a new life. Isn't that exciting?
That's easy for you to say. How dare you say something like that just before George is getting married? We're attending his wedding as a divorced couple? How am I supposed to act when I meet our family and friends there? You're being so selfish and irresponsible.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. Please don't come to the wedding. We'll no longer be related. Plus, it's not like you're related to George by blood anyways. You'll have no connection to us, so it just wouldn't make sense to have you at the wedding.
I don't get what you're saying anymore. Do you even know what you're saying? We can't go back to being strangers after 10 years of being together.
What I'm saying is you were just a maid to us. I just wanted you to take care of the stuff around the house, including raising George. I thought you'd noticed that by now. You never really thought you were part of the family, did you?
So that's how you thought about me this whole time. It's just so mean and degrading. I can't believe I thought you genuinely loved me.
There's no value in an aged woman, but men age like a good wine. That's why I can still date younger women and I no longer need you in my life. So can you pack your stuff and leave ASAP? I don't want to see your wrinkly face anymore. I'm not coming back tonight, so go ahead and take that time to get all your stuff ready.
You're staying over at your friend's again.
Well, I'm sick and tired of seeing your face. I'd rather hang out with my friend than be around you. Make sure you pack everything and leave before I get back tomorrow. If I see you again, you'll probably start bickering about the divorce and not shut up about it. I don't want to deal with that. Plus, George is coming tomorrow with his fiancée. I'll need to explain about our divorce to them and I don't want you around for that.
Where am I supposed to go? I'm not ready to move out.
Why don't you go stay with your parents? I'm sure they miss you and wouldn't mind having you there for a while. Or you can stay at a friend's place. There are so many places you could stay at. It's not that hard. Just pick one. Honestly, I don't care where you go. Just get your butt moving and don't leave any of your stuff behind.
It's easy for you to say that it's not that hard. You're not the one being kicked out of the house. It's already night and you want me to leave?
You can leave early morning. I'm not saying to leave now. Just do it before I come back, that's all.
That's not enough time. You should have mentioned this a long time ago if you were feeling like you wanted a divorce. Why are you telling me this now?
Sorry, forgot to tell you since I don't care about you anymore. But I remembered just now, which is why I'm telling you now. Anyways, just get your stuff and go anywhere. Don't stay at the house until I come back, alright? Oh, and don't forget to sign the divorce papers. I left them on the dining table.
You want me to just sign the papers, even though I was just told about the divorce now?
Yeah, why do you think I left them there for you? I always had them around so we could always get divorced at a moment's notice. I finally have a chance to use them.
I remember you always brought those papers out when you got mad at me. I never thought you'd actually have me sign them one day. I thought you were doing that just to scare me.
Well, let that be a lesson to you in the next marriage. Now make sure to sign the papers and leave them at the table. I don't have anything more to tell you, so I guess this is it. Goodbye.
Hold up! You think you can end this just like that? I mean, fine, I'll pack my stuff and leave. I see there's no point trying to talk you out of divorce since you want me to leave so much. But I might still need to contact you, so don't block me or anything. I'll let you know when I'm leaving the house.
Fine, I won't block you just yet. Jeez, you're so hard to get rid of.
It's not like I want to see you again or anything like that. Just don't block me until I say so. Anyways, I'll message you again later. So, how'd it go, George? Is everything going all right?
Yeah, all's well. I got the evidence, so you don't have to worry.
That's good. I mean, not so good for you. Are you all right? How are you feeling about all this? Thank you for doing this, even though it must have been hard for you.
No worries, Mom. I mean, I almost threw up when I first heard about it. But now I'm fine, so don't worry about me. It must be tougher on you. You probably didn't think Dad was gonna be like this when you married him.
Definitely not. I loved and trusted your dad completely. I never imagined something like this would happen at that time. But he changed a lot after we got married, and he's done a lot of hurtful things to me in the years since, so this didn't even faze me when I found out. I knew something like this was gonna happen sooner or later.
You're so strong, Mom. You're really awesome. Did you know that? I'm proud to have you as my mom.
Thank you, George. You're so sweet. I'm proud to have you as my son, too. Your dad just told me to pack everything and leave the house before he comes back.
Like, just now? Even though it's so late already? There's something seriously wrong with that man. I'll talk to him so you don't have to leave in the middle of the night.
It's all right. I'll pack my stuff and leave early in the morning. He said he wants to divorce me right away. We're finally getting divorced. What about you, George? Are you holding up okay?
Like I said, I guess it was just a huge surprise considering how he's been, but still makes me angry. What time are you leaving? I'll come and help you.
Thank you. I'm thinking of leaving at 6 a.m. The earlier you can come, the better. I'll probably be up all night packing. You've still got a bunch of stuff here we've been holding on to. Do you just want to leave it?
No, we'll take it. It's all already packed up in boxes anyway. Just have to move all the stuff to the car when I get there.
All right, you're prepared. I'll wait for you by the entrance then.
Plus, Dad is sleeping over at his friend's place. We don't really have to rush.
Yeah, but I want to leave as soon as possible, just in case he comes back early. Alice is going to bring her truck over, so hopefully we can take all this stuff in one go. This is getting exciting! I'll see you later.
See you, Mom. Hey, did you pack all your stuff yet? You better be leaving the house about now. I won't hold back if I find you in the house tomorrow.
I told you already I'll leave the house in the morning before you come back, so don't you worry. I'll message you when I leave so you don't have to worry about running into me.
Fine, if you say so. Did you already say goodbye to George? Or are you not going to because you're not his real mom?
It won't be necessary to say goodbye to him, because he'll keep being my son and I'll keep being his mother.
What are you even saying? That's not how things work. You're not related by blood, and you're no longer going to be related legally either once the divorce papers go through. Or are you still having a hard time admitting that you were just a maid to us for these past 10 years? He's getting married soon, and he'll no longer need you anyways. Neither of us need you anymore.
Let me ask you something. Do you expect me to just go without a fight? Do you think I don't know after these last 10 years?
What are you talking about? You're really taking this hard, aren't you? I think something in your head might have short-circuited.
Not as hurt as you're gonna take it. I know everything about you, you pretentious jerk.
What the? You think you can talk to me like that just because we're getting divorced? Acting tough isn't gonna change how any of this goes for you. If anything, you're just gonna make things worse.
You've been a terrible father for these past 10 years. And George knows all about it too. There's no going back now.
What are you even saying? Stop beating around the bush and just come out and say whatever it is you're getting at. So what if you know everything about me? Like that's gonna affect me in any way?
You think it's not gonna affect you at all? Aren't you so sure and confident? I hope for your sake you can maintain that cool demeanor when we're in court.
Court? What the hell are you talking about?
I'm talking about your disgusting womanizing. We all knew you always liked younger women, but I never thought you'd go this far. How dare you sleep with George's fiancée?
What? Why would I do that? You're just making up things. You can't have proof of something that never happened.
I knew you were going to pretend like you're all innocent. I told you, I already have evidence. There's really no use in playing stupid at this stage. It just makes you look like a bigger fool.
How could you possibly have any evidence? What did you do? Photoshop some pictures? Doctor a video? No one's gonna believe you.
Nothing like that. I just got a private eye to take some real pictures that can be used as evidence in the divorce. You were over at Patricia's house not too long ago, right?
So what if I went to her place? She's gonna be my daughter-in-law. What's wrong with visiting my daughter-in-law? I just want to get along with her so I can welcome her as a new member of the family. That's all.
Well, you're getting along with her a little too much. Apparently, the two of you went on a trip together as well, didn't you?
How do you know that?
I guess you thought nobody would be looking while you were on the trip. You've gotten sloppy and started showing public affection. It's all caught on camera. The PI is a very good photographer, too. They would be very lovely pictures if the subjects weren't a pair of cheating scum. You two even stayed in a hotel with a jacuzzi in the room. You must have had so much fun on that trip.
You're getting me wrong. You're misunderstanding me.
How can anyone misunderstand you after looking at these pictures of you holding and kissing each other? You just couldn't contain yourself, could you? You really should get help for that.
So what if we went on a trip together? We didn't sleep together. We slept in different rooms. Plus, I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't sleep with her, I swear.
Who do you think is going to believe that? Talk about having a short circuit in the brain. It is totally wrong to go on a trip with your son's fiancé without your son. Plus, there are pictures of you sleeping with her as well, so stop lying. It'll just make you look even more pathetic. And don't make me explain about the pictures. I feel sick just by even thinking about them. Ugh.
No way, you don't actually have... Okay, fine. She's just really my type. I couldn't help it. Like father, like son. George and I have similar taste in women. And she liked me too. It's not all that wrong if we both have feelings for each other, is it?
What in the world makes you think it's alright to sleep with her just because she likes you back? She's still your son's fiancé.
I didn't think anyone would find out about this. Anyway, don't you dare say anything to him. He can't know about this. It would kill him. As his mother, you don't want to be responsible for breaking his heart like that, do you?
Just moments ago, you were calling me a maid. And now I'm back to being his mom?
You were his mother for the past 10 years. And we're not divorced yet, so you're still his mother.
You just said that all I was a maid to you for the past 10 years.
Oh, shut up! Stop nitpicking what I say. You're still his mother, and you're not going to say anything to him, alright? That's the end of the story. I don't want him to get hurt from this.
I didn't say anything to him.
Good, then let's keep it that way. Keep your mouth shut and take it to your grave. With you out of the house, I'm going to invite the two of them to come live with me after they get married. It'll be a much nicer living situation than they could provide for themselves right now. Don't get in our way from living a happy life.
Your brain must be rotting or something. I can't believe what you're saying. You're still thinking of sleeping with her, aren't you? While your son is living in the same house. Gross!
It's not like I'm taking her away from him. Like I said, we love each other, so there's nothing wrong in us being together. I'll just be more careful so that George won't find out.
You are straight up out of your damn mind. Please stop talking. I don't want to hear any of your disgusting, perverted daydreams. You think George doesn't know about this yet? Who do you think took those pictures?
What do you mean?
George is the one who investigated you.
What? What do you mean he investigated me? Why would he do that?
George noticed you'd been acting strange ever since he introduced Patricia to us. He was already investigating you even before I told him about my own suspicions.
Hold on. So are you really saying that George already knows about this? And he was suspicious even before you started suspecting me.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. At first, he was investigating you just out of curiosity. He showed me pictures of you being with other women. It doesn't matter how many women you sleep with, you'll never be satisfied, will you?
It can't be helped. I'm a man. Men keep wanting to sleep with a new young woman, that's all.
You're giving men a bad name. Not all men are like you, Zach. Anyways, we got the evidence and everything is already decided.
What's decided?
George and I are both cutting you out of our lives. We'll continue on as mother and son, and you'll be that guy we used to live with.
You can't take George away from me. He's my son. I won't let you do that. You can't take him away with you without my permission.
We don't need your permission. George doesn't want anything to do with you anymore. Why the hell would he? You've betrayed him as well as me.
I won't let you do that. What'll happen to me if he leaves? He can't just leave me. We're supposed to live together. George, Patricia, and me. The three of us.
There's no way that's happening anymore. They're not getting married after this. George was in shock for almost a week when he first found out about you guys. He knew you were a scumbag, but he never thought you'd go after your own son's fiancée. He was really disgusted by you.
I can't believe he knows everything. My plan is all ruined.
No, your son's relationship is all ruined, and you're the one who ruined it. Stop worrying so much about yourself and worry about your son's life for once.
I do. I worry about him and I feel bad for him.
At least George is not so crushed by this. He said it was good that he found out about this before the wedding and not after. He said he'll do a better job in choosing who he ends up with next time. I'm sure he'll find someone much better than someone who would sleep with his dad behind his back.
Man, why did things turn out this way? I thought I was being so careful.
You are not being careful at all. You're a sex addict who can't contain yourself. You should get help. By the way, tell this to Patricia. If she's gonna have an affair with the person, don't go on posting pictures with that person on social media.
Huh? What are you saying? She posted pictures of me on her social media.
George's friend said he saw the pictures of you and her together. It was that friend that let George know that there was something suspicious about the two of you. That's why George started investigating you in the first place.
That can't be right. I knew she was posting pictures of us, but she said it'd be fine because her account is private.
It just means that you need special permission to see the pictures. That friend got permission a long time ago to see that account. Anyway, it's a small world. You never know who's looking from where, so you have to be more careful than that.
I can't believe that those harmless pictures ended up messing everything up like this. What am I supposed to do now?
You really only care about yourself, don't you? I can't believe I married someone as selfish and terrible as you. I'll have to be more careful when looking for my new partner.
Oh, I know. Let's not get divorced. Let's go back to how things were before.
Huh? What? Are you serious? No way. Why would I want to stay with you after finding out about what you've done?
Don't say that. We can go back to living together. We've lived together for 10 years. We can keep living together like we used to.
I don't want to see your lying, cheating face anymore. George doesn't want anything to do with you either. So you can marry Patricia in George's place for all we care. I'm sure you don't think there's anything wrong with that since the two of you love each other so much.
She just kicked me out of her apartment.
I knew that's where you were. You were not at your friend's. You were at her place. We have proof of that too.
So you knew. How do you know everything? She freaked out when I showed her the messages from you. She couldn't believe that you found out about us and George knows about it too. She said her life was ruined and told me to get out.
That's why George keeps getting calls from her. It's too late though. There's nothing you two can do now.
Please forgive me.
If you want to make up for what you did, you can just quietly pay the alimony I petitioned for in the divorce. Make sure to pay every cent of it. Not that we'll ever forgive you.
I'm sorry. I admit I was wrong. Forgive me, please.
You tried to abandon me just because I'm too old now, and now you're being abandoned by your wife and son. How the tables have turned. But aren't you glad now that you'll be free to do anything you want? Just don't forget to pay for what you did, though. George's fiancée, Patricia, broke up with Zach because she couldn't take the fact that George found out about them. After that, I had a stunning case in the divorce with a mountain of evidence, so I was awarded a very healthy amount of alimony and very favorable terms in the division of assets. George and I both live very close to each other and see each other quite often for dinner. We're much happier with our lives now that we don't have Zach around to drag us down into his gross perversions. I found myself a loving partner after a while, and we got married after 2 years of living together. Now that Zach has to work so hard to pay his alimony every month on top of his own living expenses and mortgage, it looks like he doesn't have money to pursue his womanizing. Good for him that he found a solution to one problem, but it's come at the expense of his entire family. It's what he gets for doing whatever he wanted without thinking how it might affect the others. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, click the like button and subscribe for more videos.
Hey, Sylvia. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys have no children, right? Olivia, it's been so long. How have you been? I haven't heard from you in ages and was starting to get a little worried about how you were getting along. I heard from Mom that you had been in contact with her, but still, I hadn't heard anything directly from you for a while now. Why the sudden questioning now? Oh, no, there's nothing to be alarmed about. I just haven't felt the need to contact you until now. After all, it's not like we are blood relatives. I don't have to contact you with any frequency. Recently, I have been wondering how you were getting along, so I thought I would drop you a line. Oh, okay, I see. Anyway, you never answered my question. Is it true that you guys don't have any children yet? Yes, that's correct. We don't have any children yet. For real? Wow, that's so hilarious! I mean, after all, you're no spring chicken anymore. Aren't you aware of how old you're getting? I mean, I'm so much younger than you, and I'm already getting nervous about childbirth at this age. Yes, well, everyone has their own pace. We just aren't ready at the moment. Really? Don't you think your pace is just a little bit too slow? I know it's not just me who's wondering. My parents are also concerned about you guys. Haven't they ever said to you, "Oh, I can't wait to cuddle my own grandchildren"? Well, yes, I have heard that in the past. But I'm pretty sure they are also aware of how busy we are at work and how raising children at this point in time would be a little bit difficult for us. I don't know if that's the real problem, though. I have a funny feeling that you and my brother are simply pandering to my parents. How long do you intend on keeping up this charade? It can't go on forever, you know. No, we're not pandering up to them, nor are we pretending anything at all. To tell you the truth, Stuart and I have discussed having children at length, and we both agreed that it's best to wait a little while longer before starting a family. You're joking, right? That's gotta be the stupidest thing I've heard in ages. How can I be expected to keep pressuring you to have kids when you've already decided not to have them? My apologies. But like I said, we're both pretty busy at work, and we don't think it's the right time to start raising a family. We're just not in the right financial position at the moment. You can't be serious! Surely you're both doing pretty well for money. I was even hoping to hit you up for some spare change when I got home. I've spent a fair chunk of my savings. If you can't afford to help me out, what good are you? Sorry, what are you talking about? Are you saying that you're coming back home from Europe? Is that the only reason you messaged me today? Trying to hit me up for money? You got it in one! And when I come home, I have decided to move back in with my parents. To be honest, I was really hoping that you guys could lend me some money so that I could get a place to myself. But if you're that short of cash, well, I guess I'll just have to move back home for a while. Yes, well, you see, the thing is, I have also been meaning to contact you recently with some news. Actually, Stuart and I are also living with your parents at the moment. What? You're not being serious, are you? Please tell me you're joking. Sorry, but it's the truth. That's why I was a little bit surprised now when you said you were coming home. If you intend on moving back in with your parents, you need to realize that you will also be moving in with your brother and I. But I have a bad feeling that all 5 of us in the same house might be a little bit difficult. Hang on, just a moment now. Are you telling me that you are now leeching off my parents? Surely you're not in such a dire situation with your finances that you have to take money from my parents, too. No, you have it all wrong. It's actually the other way around. Stuart and I have been helping out with your parents. And in the end, we figured it would be easier if we all lived together. Wow, that's incredibly low. I can't believe you would try to take advantage of my parents like that. And why hasn't my mom said anything about this to me until now? How did it come to this? Now what on earth am I supposed to do? Well, it's a long story, of course. You know I have a lot of questions for you, too. First of all, why the sudden decision to move back home from overseas? I thought you were engaged to be married to someone over there. No, I gave up on that idea. It turns out that I must prefer true-blooded American guys. They're so much more masculine than these soft European guys. Okay, if you say so. I'm sure there's a lot to that story that we don't need to go into here. But how about your job? Aren't you working over there? Yes, I've been working part-time, and the hourly rate is so much better than back home. It's a good job, since I'm not expected to work any overtime hours. It's a pretty easy lifestyle. However, back home, I don't think I'm very suited to the American workforce. Yes, well, if you're going to come home, you are going to need to find a job here. Yes, I know. But I can cross that path when I get to it. For the moment, I really just want to go home and relax for a while. I'm pretty tired from all of my adventures. That's why I was hoping you guys could give me some of your spare cash to tide me over for a while. But now it sounds like you guys have fallen into a rut too. I wouldn't call it a rut as such. It's not just one little thing. There are quite a few things at play. But don't you guys both work full-time? I would have thought you would have enough money to spare and share. Man, oh man. How am I supposed to live if you guys can't help me out? All my best-laid plans have been ruined. Your best-laid plans? Do you mean to say your plans were to come back and live off our income? Surely you would consider that leeching. What? I certainly didn't expect to be called a leech by someone who is actually leeching off my parents as we speak. Anyway, that aside, when I get home, I expect you and Stuart to leave my parents' house so I can move in. What? You're not being serious, are you? I'm being 100% serious. There's no way I want to live with you and my brother under the same roof. It's more my house than yours. I don't really care if you become childless and homeless at the same time. I don't think homeless is the right line of thinking to have right now. Anyway, you were the one who left for Denmark all of a sudden, and now you suddenly announce that you are coming back? Don't you think that's a little bit too self-centered? That's what daughters are meant to do. I'll be like the prodigal child. My parents will welcome me back with open arms. After all, surely I am a better option than the non-child-raising leeching couple. Mom and Dad are going to be so happy to see their cute little girl again. Well, I don't know about that. I'll have a word with your mother and see what she says. Hello, Kathy. I had a message from Olivia just now. She told me that she is planning to come back to the States. Have you heard anything about this? Yes, actually, I have heard. Is it true that you and Stuart are going to be helping her out financially? What? No! Also, that you are going to be finding an apartment for her and helping her to pay the rent as well? No. Nothing like that has been discussed or decided at all. Really? Well, Olivia seems certain that that's what's going to be happening. She told me, Sylvia and Stuart are going to help me out with money for a while. And that's the reason she decided to come home. I don't know about that. I only had a message from her just now, and that was the first time I heard about her coming home. But you know full well that Stuart and I are not in the financial position to be paying her way too. It's wrong for her to use us as the reason for coming home. Oh, really? Is that so? Is the rent on a one-room apartment so high these days? If it's going to cost too much, we should all just live together. Hang on, what? What are you talking about? Are you suggesting what I think you are? Yes. We should all just live together here in the same house. It's only one more mouth to feed after all. We might need you and Stuart to sleep in the living room for a little while, but that's no problem, is it? Hang on, wait. You're getting a little ahead of yourself. First of all, you were the one who suggested Stuart and I move in with you. And also, you were the one who said to keep it a secret from Olivia. Yes, you are right about that. But this is only going to get more difficult if we try to cover up our past. Maybe I should just go and open up a new credit card account. That way we can set it up to make it look like we are paying our own way. All you will have to do is discreetly deposit money into our account monthly. I don't know what you're talking about. Have you already forgotten what happened last time you owned a credit account? You overdrew the card by too much for too long. You are lucky the bank didn't take your house to make the repayments. There's no way I can let you have another credit card. Anyway, do you really want to go that far to hide your situation from Olivia? Of course I do. After all, in her eyes, we are the perfect parents. I prefer to keep it that way. All I ask is for you guys to keep up the charade. I don't see any benefits for us in that plan. There's no way I can agree to go along with that. Given our current situation, it will be impossible to look after Olivia as well. Really? Come on. You are not the only ones in a tough situation here. After all, my husband and I can't wait to see our own grandchildren. Can't you see how much it is hurting us that you don't have kids? You keep blaming your work and putting a family off longer and longer, while all the time we're sitting here silently praying that you guys will start a family. Hang on. The main reason we have to put off having a family is because we both have to work extra hard to look after you guys too. Look, I can't go into it anymore now. Just to say, we're not going to be able to look after Olivia too. Please don't agree to anything without consulting us first. You are so stubborn. After all, it's only one more person in the house. It's not going to change very much at all. On top of that, it's probably only going to be for a short time. Look, I just want to make myself perfectly clear. I will not live with Olivia. That's on the record now. I'm home! Oh yeah, there's nothing like being back at home, sweet home. By the way, as soon as I got back in, I went through your things and did a bit of a cleanup. All of your belongings are now in boxes on the curb. What? What are you talking about? Surprise! It's like a surprise party, isn't it? I came home today and, as promised, I moved back in with my parents. That can't be possible. I clearly said that I would not live with you. It doesn't matter what you say or think. After all, you are just a childless couple leeching off my parents. So I moved back in to fill the void of loving child. You guys can become homeless for all I care. What does your mother have to say about this? They were over the moon. Naturally, she was very pissed off when I told her how you refused to live with me. But then she calmed down a little bit and is now making me some dinner. It smells delicious. I see. Well, best of luck to you. Best of luck to you too. I'm so glad you are in good spirits. Just so that you know, we didn't have any personal possessions of real value in the house, so we are not too concerned about damage. But you might regret some of your choices fairly soon. What? Spoken like a true loser. Perhaps you are in shock from the fact that I came back and have taken over the house. Not at all. In fact, in a way, I am glad you came back. I sort of had a feeling things would go like this at some point. Stuart and I were actually in discussion quite recently about what we should do if things went south. What are you talking about? Not that I care anyway. Stuart and I were never that close to begin with. I'm glad you guys are happy together. The happy homeless couple. How cute. The one who will become homeless is you, not us. Again, what are you talking about? I'm here with my parents in our childhood home. Yes, but the actual owner of the house is my husband, Stuart. He doesn't intend on keeping it for too long. We have been considering putting it on the market very soon. So you guys had better start looking for a new place pretty soon. What? You're crazy. My dad owns this house. Nope, you are mistaken. 3 years ago, your brother and I purchased the house off your parents. Your father was in so much debt he was unable to make the mortgage repayments. So we made an agreement that Stuart would buy the house and we would all live there together. No, that can't be true. How could that happen? There were many reasons. Many things happened in the time you weren't around. As soon as they finished their child-raising responsibilities, you got up and left the country. They were a little bit surprised that you took off like that and didn't know what to do with themselves. Your father found the local casino. He became addicted to gambling. No, that can't be true. Keep listening. There's more. He then got caught by his company stealing from the accounts and using the money to fund his gambling addiction. Your mother found pleasure in impulse shopping and ran up huge debts on her credit card. Right when they were at rock bottom, Stuart and I stepped in and helped them out. We bought the house off them, but agreed to let them keep living there with us. We have been paying their debts and general living expenses since then. I can't believe this! You're really serious about all this? Of course I am being serious. At first, I thought your parents would realize the errors of their ways and try to help themselves. But in the end, it seems that they got used to not working and living the easy life off us. It's been getting worse and worse all the time. Stuart and I were getting rather sick of their rotten attitude towards us. Yes, I can see how they would do that. Ever since I was a kid, they were not very good at showing their appreciation to people. Oh, so you did know what they were like. Your brother and I were hoping that there was a shred of decency left in them. But after all this time, we realized that some people never change. Hang on. Let me see if I understand this correctly. The ones who were leeching were not you and my brother, but my parents? Congratulations! You win the prize! But seriously, yes, they have been leeching off us this whole time. Your brother and I are such kind-hearted people that we were trying to overlook their problems. We didn't really want to see them get into any more trouble. And it was looking after them that was taking up all our extra time and money. So, you mean to say that the reason you haven't had any kids yet is because you were looking after my parents the whole time? Exactly. All of our money has been going into keeping them out of trouble. I don't want to sound rude, but your parents are a little dim at the best of times. But they were so intent on keeping up their perfect appearance to you. Hang on. So what's going to happen if you guys move out? More importantly, who is going to look after me financially? Why don't you get your parents to help you out a little bit? Isn't that what you planned on all along? Stuart and I are tired of trying to be so nice to the selfish people that are your parents. But now we can leave and finally be happy. Hang on. Wait, stop. I apologize. I was wrong to do and say what I did. Please come back. Can't we just talk about this a little bit? I have nothing more to say to you or your parents. It's only going to be a waste of my time. The house will be sold shortly, so I strongly suggest you start packing up your gear and get the hell out. You're cute, so you've lived your life till now totally relying on other people to help you out. It's time for you to realize just how tough the real world can be. After that, Sylvia and Stuart successfully sold the house for a decent profit. With their newfound extra savings and personal freedom, they were finally able to relax and start a family. Sylvia and Stuart found true happiness with the birth of their first child the following year. As for Olivia, who had lived her entire life relying on the help of others to get by, she now had to survive with her no-good parents. As expected, as they were all equally incapable of looking after themselves, they ended up moving into a run-down little house, and Olivia had to find a part-time job to help pay the way. The saying goes that the fruits don't fall far from the tree, and it would appear that Olivia and her parents never intended to repay the kindness shown to them by Stuart and Sylvia. Luckily for Sylvia, Stuart was one of the good apples. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment. Bye!